According to a report in OK magazine, Prince William plans on stripping both Harry and Meghan of their HRH titles once he becomes king.
Prince William is reportedly formulating a plan to finally strip Prince Harry and Meghan Markle of their HRH titles.
Looks like a Diddy white party. I've never seen such a sea of white people. And if I were, if I were a troublemaker, I might accuse Harry and Meghan of unconscious bias.
That had the HRH. And it's like, and everyone kind of went, uh-oh. And I think that Harry and Meghan's camp really very quickly realized this could be a problem.
Prince William, he's reportedly furious after it emerged that Meghan Markle is still using her HRH title despite agreeing to drop the title.
Something's brewing in the heart of the British establishment. And this time, it's not just tabloid chatter. It's bigger, louder, more official. Prince Harry, once the beloved rebel of the royal family, now finds himself on the brink of being cut off from his last remaining royal ties. That's right. Serious moves are being made in the House of Lords to strip him of his royal titles altogether. Not symbolic gestures, not internet outrage. We're talking about a formal petition with growing support from Britain's political elite. What began as murmurs has exploded into a public and parliamentary showdown that could redefine Harry's legacy forever.
I think he's not the brightest bulb in the tulip patch, Harry, to put it politely. I think she is very manipulative. Meghan Markle is someone who's basically got rid of almost her entire family on her side, apart from her mother, her entire family on the father's side, including her father, which is incredibly sad. And now she's wrestled Harry away from his family. So how happy they really are in this mansion in California.
Now let's rewind for a moment, because this story didn't just erupt out of nowhere. The tension's been simmering for years. Ever since Harry and Meghan stepped away from their royal duties and set up shop in sunny California, their relationship with the monarchy has been rocky at best. But the recent spark? It came from an interview, a very public, very bold BBC appearance, where Harry attempted to lay out his grievances, only it didn't land the way he hoped.
I would love reconciliation with my family. There's no point in continuing to fight anymore. As I said, life is precious.
Hours after losing his latest legal battle for publicly funded security in the UK, Harry took to the airwaves with what some saw as a heartfelt plea, and others as yet another swipe at the very institution he once represented. The public? They didn't hold back. British commentators and even international viewers voiced frustration, accusing Harry of wanting the privileges of royalty without any of the responsibilities. "You're in America now, and we've moved on," one Londoner put it bluntly. Others were less kind. Social feeds lit up with scathing criticism not just of Harry, but of Meghan as well. And then came the damning question. If you've stepped away from the role, why are you still using the royal title? Which brings us to the next major twist. Sources close to the palace say Prince William has been quietly but strategically considering the legal pathways to have Harry and Meghan's HRH status officially revoked. Now, let's be clear, the titles were already agreed upon to be unused in practice. Queen Elizabeth herself made it known that Her Royal Highness was reserved for working members of the royal family. But despite that, Meghan was allegedly spotted still using the title on business correspondence and in media ventures, something that many saw as a direct breach of the monarchy's trust.
Okay, so they haven't officially been stripped of them, but they did agree not to use them. So down this road, can William officially remove these titles?
So, like everything royal, it is a bit murky. It's not done very often. I mean, this is such a weird, unique situation. But the styles, the HRHs, and their titles, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. So these were all given by Order in Council. And so technically, could what the Queen gave, could the King William take away? Likely.
Royal watchers didn't miss a beat. One critic pointed out that the use of HRH for personal branding contradicts everything the monarchy stands for. It's not just about money, they said. It's about honor. You don't get to have the crown's prestige without its accountability. And here's the kicker. Those concerns weren't just bouncing around Buckingham Palace. They were echoing through the corridors of Parliament. That's when the whispers turned into a full-blown political effort. Members of the House of Lords took what had been a cultural debate and made it a legislative priority. A formal petition was introduced to strip Harry of his Duke of Sussex title, as well as any remaining HRH designation. This isn't symbolic theater. This is constitutional force. The move is being justified under a provision dating back to the First World War, which allows Parliament to remove noble titles in cases deemed damaging to the crown. And if you're thinking this is just for headlines or to score political points, think again. What's happening right now is a quiet but powerful reshaping of royal legacy. For centuries, the royal family has operated as a symbol of continuity and duty. Harry's departure and subsequent public remarks have tested the boundaries of what that symbolism can tolerate. Can a person publicly separate from the institution, monetize that separation, and still retain the symbolic benefits of the royal name? The House of Lords seems to be saying, absolutely not. But amid all of this, there's a softer undercurrent that can't be ignored. In his BBC interview, Harry made a rare and emotional admission. He spoke about his father, King Charles, and how the two haven't spoken recently. "I don't know how much longer my father has," Harry said quietly, acknowledging the growing distance. "It would be nice to reconcile." It was a human moment in an otherwise political storm, one that reminded viewers that behind the headlines are real relationships, broken ones, perhaps beyond repair. Still, critics were quick to respond. How can you ask for reconciliation while continuing to go public with private grievances? One commentator asked. At some point, you either want peace or you want press. And that's the dilemma Harry seems stuck in. Every time he speaks out, the divide grows. Yet silence, for him, feels like surrender. And then there's Meghan, the constant lightning rod in the conversation. While she's kept a relatively low profile lately, the backlash over her reported use of HRH on personal branding materials hasn't helped matters. One of her old podcast episodes was flagged for including business cards or promotional content, where she was still referred to as Her Royal Highness. To critics, it's yet another sign that the couple wants to have it both ways, embracing the freedom of private life while clinging to the perks of public titles. So what does this mean for Harry's future? If the petition passes and Parliament moves to formally revoke his titles, it won't just be a PR blow, it will be a historical shift. Harry would become the most senior member of the royal family to lose his titles through parliamentary action in modern history. And it would send a crystal clear message. Stepping away is one thing. Trying to play both sides is another. Still, it's not all doom and gloom. There are some who believe this chapter could mark a turning point, not just for Harry, but for the monarchy as a whole. A modernized institution must face modern challenges, and Harry's story has certainly forced the royal family to reckon with the balance between tradition and autonomy. Whether that reckoning ends in restoration or removal, only time and the House of Lords will tell.